the thing jumps out of his watch.
It jumps out and it drapes over his face. And
oh yeah. I can't stand like old Sentai like transformations because a lot of the time they're just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man is like, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's like I love it because of how chintzy it looks, but it is just simply like that's the henshin.
It's done.
Hey!
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
Hi.
Welcome back to Kamen Corner.
Hi.
I'm Pop Culture Renegades.
Yes.
I'm Jimmy.
That is in fact where we are.
I'm Justin, and what? Who's this?
I just burped.
Who's this
Sorry, guys.
X-Aid looking guy?
Hi guys, what's up? My name's Daryl, and I haven't been here for like a month.
Yes.
A month. I was like, how many weeks has it been?
And we only missed you a little bit. Just a little bit.
But like,
We didn't miss you at all.
Like
I'm sorry.
The
I'm not
miss,
sorry.
the
Like
missing,
not a lot.
well, like the missing
I don't even wanna-
happened.
I don't
We
even-
missed
I don't
you.
even wanna be here
The
anymore.
amount is debatable.
Just end the stream.
Okay,
Just
so that was
end the stream.
episode 7 of Kamen Corner.
We are Pop Culture Renegades.
Yeah. Okay, just kidding. We're here talking about episode 7, which is
9.
called
9.
I'm sorry, episode 9.
Nice.
All right, I gotta go home.
Actually,
End the stream. It's over.
before we start, you missed several episodes, so give us a quick review. Like minute review.
What is your
of
like
these last 3 episodes you missed?
Yeah, real quick. What is your general feelings of the show up to this point?
Okay, I was talking about it to them, but I'm not liking how Ryuga is. He's pissing me off.
He's an idiot.
His mentality has been the same for the past 3 episodes.
Yeah.
He's like, "You're the killer. You must have killed him," and I'm just hating
No,
it.
the issue is he improves towards the end of the episode, and then like it restarts the next episode.
Yeah.
Like he there's no growth. You see growth, and then it dips back down to where it was before. Which it is kind of annoying.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not a fan of it. But I mean, overall, I'm liking how not everything is being rushed, like that
Yeah.
problem that we had before with Build, and everything's kind of like panning out. And there's all these problems that they're having. That I'm like, I thought that was gonna get addressed like in the 30s.
Yeah,
But no, we're finding out a lot of things that like this is happening really early on. What's going to happen for the rest of the series?
Right.
Yes.
So I like all the new forms. I like Panda Rocket. I like Fire Truck. Hedgehog. I think it's a little weird. That's a strange
Fire Engine Hedgehog?
best match.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, mild spoilers for this episode that we just watched, but Vacuum Line is also really weird.
Yeah,
So I mean, we're past weird.
I know, but it's just like what?
Rabbit Tank is also really weird.
But I'll give a pass to Rabbit Tank.
Right, because that's the base form.
Yeah, because Rabbit Tank is like, okay, cool. I have the power of a tank and like the hopping ability of a rabbit.
Right.
Yeah, they get a shark
I sort of
fist
understand
and
it.
a water hose. I still don't like the water hose.
That's what I mean. It's just like I have spikes that are close range, and then I have a freaking fire hose. Like,
But he like pumps him full of water. That finishing though is pretty cool.
Considering that was the scientist's mother, that was pretty brutal.
Yeah. Oh, it's true.
Yeah, and I was like, you can hear her screaming and everything too, and he's like, ah! And I'm like, you're gonna kill her. You're just gonna mess up and just actually kill her.
Maybe he did kill her son, and that's how he did it.
Pumped him full of water.
Yeah,
That's really.
it's a kids show.
Hey,
Welcome to Kamen Rider Bill.
buy the toys, including the pump your hose with enemy
That
water.
does not sound appropriate.
No.
Speaking
it's
of buy the toys, that's exactly how this episode starts.
Yes. So before we start talking about the episode, this is hi to the people in the chat. We have
Yes.
Kat.
Hi, Cat.
Welcome as always. And we have Ryan Earl Wizard Magic Dragon Thomas. Thank you for shortening it.
And he also retracted his last message. I honestly, I don't know why you keep changing your name. I think it was cool the way it was.
Is Ryan Thomas? Yes.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
whatever floats your boat, whatever.
But it's much shorter now.
Whatever rustles
which is
your
less
jimmies.
of a mouthful. So, all right. So episode 9.
9.
We start with a Kickstarter video. And the name of the episode is called Trap of Project
Would you
Build.
like to buy the Build Driver? Well, just watch the beginning of episode 9 of Kamen Rider Build, and I'm sure you'll be sold on it.
It's a video of Katsuragi
Yes.
explaining the build system.
Yeah,
the
so-
writer system.
Yeah. We find out he built the build driver.
Right.
Because we were all under the assumption that it was the,
I was under the
someone
assumption
else.
that Sento had built it
Yes.
under the instruction of Master.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I was thought, and I was waiting for like, I still had that thought in mind. I was waiting for Sento to go, wait, but I built it. So what's that?
That would have been kind of cool.
I was waiting for that to happen. I'm surprised there wasn't more surprise, but
yes, but something that doesn't really play into the plot now, but maybe it'll play sometime later. Is he pretty much shows how it works.
Yeah.
He's like, it's this rabbit tank, and he's like, or it could be something else, like a living object and a non-living object, like wolf lock. And he shows, wolf smartphone.
Wolf smartphone.
So he shows a picture of what that would look like. Now I'm curious if this suit's gonna come into play later on, or if it's an example that's just for.
Wasn't
this
it
piece.
in the preview for the next episode?
I mean, it probably was.
I didn't watch the preview.
Oh, okay.
I don't watch the previews.
I'm gonna bet money that we're probably gonna see it next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's explaining that, and that's kind of the thing that's cracking me up. Like, and that's sort of the you gotta go with it part of Kamen Rider is that like here's a video explaining that this thing is gonna be the ultimate weapon, and half of it is a rabbit.
Yeah.
Like an adorable bunny rabbit and a tank, and it's gonna be the ultimate weapon, and it yells "yeah" when you do a finish.
Yeah,
but it's the ultimate weapon.
It's military tech.
Military tech,
like a lime green video game console, right? It's military tech. Yeah,
I mean, this looks more like a weapon than a lime green video game console. So I'll buy it. You know.
In stores now.
But anyway, so this basically is our, like, we have, it was Banjo, the master, cafe owner, and Sento watch this video, and just everyone looks really confused.
Yes. So it turns out that cafe owner is the one who stole the belt. He stole some full bottles, presumably Rabbit Tank, Lion, some of the ones he started with at the beginning of the series.
Yeah.
And
that has me a little
panel.
curious though, like, you know how like Cyclone Joker isn't particularly like the balanced form, but it was his like preferred. It's like, is there a reason why Rabbit Tank is the base form and not something else? Because lately he's been going to Ninja Comic like almost immediately.
Yeah, well that's what we're gonna get to sell more Ninja Comic toys, and the next several forms that look really cool. I
mean, here's the thing: like Rabbit Tank is clearly the base form in the video.
Yeah.
That Katsuragi has led.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that just simply means that is in fact Build's base form. Also, it is kind of cool in the video that Katsuragi actually even explains why it's called Build.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's like
construction.
Yeah.
And you build things. You build, combinations. Yeah. Gunpla. So we get that, and it turns out that in order for you to use the build driver, because they asked, well, you had the build driver to the cafe owner, why didn't you do it? He's like, oh well, I couldn't use it. Turns out you need to have at least a hazard level of 3 to use the build driver, which explains why Ryuga wasn't able, or Banjo wasn't able to use it originally.
What's a hazard level?
Ooh, it's something that they measure.
Sento has this really low-key quality burn. It's like, if you're level 1, you'll be like Ryuga's girlfriend and die. Ooh. And I was like, I'm sorry, I was probably the only one that saw it like that. But I was like, ooh.
Yeah, and then level 2, you turn into a smash. Anything above that, you don't turn into a smash, and if you're at least a hazard level 3, you could use the build driver.
And that's what we learned about Sento and Ryuga in I think it was the last episode. But now we have this is what happens if you're above this hazard level.
Yeah, which is, it brings more like, oh wow, that's interesting when Bloodstock is counting Ryuga's hazard level rising during that fight.
It's Stark in the TV.
Oh, sorry, Bloodstock is his stalker.
Anyway,
he stalks them.
Yeah.
But Bloodstark, Stock, that guy,
whatever,
the devil guy. So when he's counting Ryuga or Banjo's hazard level, he gets really excited. Now we know why, because he's like, oh, this guy, we can maybe manipulate him, possibly. Okay. So when we get what we want, we could use him.
This is what I'm curious about, though.
Yes.
In this first, when he tries using the build driver, which was also, again, really stupid.
Yeah.
It was cool to see it, but it was stupid.
Yeah.
He can't use it. However, in this explanation, they say that if you're a hazard level 3 or higher, you can't turn into build. But if he's only a level 2, how come he hasn't been turned into a smash?
Like he's
above. So
above.
if you're 2, you turn into a
So
smash.
like if you're at a hazard level
yeah,
2.1.
you
Yeah.
can't you
Like-
don't turn into a smash.
Like when he was fighting Bloodstock, he was counting up to like he was at 2.5, then 2.6,
Okay.
then 2.7. So he's really close.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the other neat thing about that fight is like we realized Banjo is super close to getting to 3.
Yeah, so right around this time, Sento and Banjo start arguing because
Like with the 50th argument in the show so far.
yeah,
I want to like keep track now.
yeah, someone needs a counter.
Just
They
like
start
the counter
arguing
from
because
last episode.
Banjo, he's like that bastard. He's killing people for this, and Sento's like, well, yeah, he shouldn't have killed those people, but we're using it for good. And he's like, no, how come you're defending him? So they start going back and forth,
Yeah.
and then you hear the microwave. And we have Sento celebrate, and Banjo kind of gets scared, and then we get a new bottle. It is the lock full bottle. I said lock earlier because I had it on the mind, but this is the lock full bottle.
Not to be confused with Lockseed.
Yeah, so I wonder where that's gonna
Come
lead
into play. Yeah.
Maybe it's not until one of the movies, and they just want to do it now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
But after that, they kind of cut to this scene in the bathhouse between Gentoku and a guy named Nanba Heavy, who I don't think we've seen.
We haven't met him yet.
His name is Nanba. He's like the chairman of it's a company called Heavy Industries, which I'm guessing they make like weapons for the military.
Heavy.
Just really, really, really hard to describe.
Yeah, so,
Like just
so heavy.
you need at least 2 guys to pick it up. Anyway,
what if it's a Back to the Future reference?
that's heavy, man.
Yeah,
That's some heavy stuff, man.
yeah, that's heavy.
That's heavy.
So they're having this conversation in the bathhouse, and some people might think it's weird. It's a Japanese bathhouse, and there's, I guess, nudity, if that's what you could call it. You could
please.
technically call it nudity, but it's not really.
They were naked in a
Shirtless
bath.
guys. But I like this scene because it gave me that Yakuza vibe.
Yeah.
Like super shady, like businessman, and this other guy.
Well, this whole organization is shady. The whole like Toto, Hoko, Sendo, you know, they're all
Yeah.
like. We've
Yeah.
established this. They're all really weird people, especially
Yeah.
after a tragedy. So
Yeah, but I think they did a really good job of here, like saying, okay, this guy might be a threat, because just being in that bathhouse and kind of giving you that Yakuza vibe is
Yeah.
like, this guy, he's extra shady, you know. And turns out that this guy's an investor in Faust.
Yeah.
So he wants Faust to get the bill driver and weaponize it, like use it as a weapon, and then kind of take out the other 2 districts and profit.
Right.
But he needs the prime minister of that specific district to approve it, so he's like, get on that.
Yeah.
You know, he's your dad, do it now. I don't care how you do it.
Right.
So they leave, and now it's a scene between Sento and 2 of his coworkers who we met for the first time.
Yeah.
in
It's like
this
the first time
episode.
we notice we has like, oh, I guess he has coworkers.
Sometimes you'll see a random person
they're
in the
not
background.
just faceless NPCs.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they have names because they receive title cards.
Yeah.
One of them, his name is Shingo, and the other one is Aita. Aita and Shingo. And Shingo, it turns out he's obsessed with Katsuragi. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, he's not a devil scientist, he's a
Yeah.
scientist for good, you know?
It's a Katsuragi head.
It's like, oh, okay. I wonder if that's gonna come into play.
Well,
a
they
little
have
bit
title
later.
cards now, so
Yeah.
So, yeah.
that usually means something.
I also made the joke earlier that like everyone else is in like their official like garb, like you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But Sento's like F it, nah, scarf.
Scarf and a t-shirt.
Sorry, if it's not in my main character closet, I can't wear it.
I can't
Yeah.
wear it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your. It's kind of like how I feel like when I watch Forza, and anytime someone brings the fact that Gen's never wearing the school uniform, and Gen's like, oh, I'm good.
They brought it up once in the first episode.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it just never happened again.
Never again.
Yeah, and shortly after that, they're just kind of having a small conversation, and Gentoku's assistant comes up to them.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, the other prime ministers are coming in to town tomorrow, and we need you guys to write a report. Sento's like, that's impossible. We don't have enough time. He's like, okay, well, you're going to work overnight, and you're going to get it done. And that was like...
And Sento was like, what a cyborg.
Yeah, it's
Just
like,
went,
is that guy's a robot? Yeah, so...
Or is that a... FYI,
jerk.
FYI, Kamen is a cyborg as well.
Yeah.
The original Kamen.
I get it.
So during this time, Banjo and Misora are watching TV, and they're having this conversation. And Banjo's like, don't you ever leave the house? And she's like, I don't want to get caught.
They're gonna catch me again.
Yeah, and he's like, no, it's fine. And he somehow convinces her to leave using one of his tricks, and she gets a disguise.
Because Banjo's current new trick of trade is really terrible disguises.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna realize a clown
Yeah, it's like,
in this impoverished part of Japan.
Why a clown?
You know the construction worker? I can, that's a pass. Whatever.
Sure.
This current one that they wore in this episode, the bad boy.
Yeah,
and-
the
school, the bad school boy
bancho,
thing.
the bancho, and like the schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I kind of crack up at.
And I love that Misora, she's like, we're like wearing really bad cosplay.
yeah.
You know, like she made a joke about it, but I mean, she did it, and
Well, this is actually kind of a nice little montage.
it was a nice
was,
montage. But at first I was afraid that it was just gonna be filler.
Oh, sure.
Like it was gonna be, you know, they're out in the town, and then now they're back at the cafe.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, that was nice, thank you, and that would just improve their relationship.
Right.
But no, I'm glad that they went the more obvious route and actually played into it, where they're just having this conversation, and you get more insight on Misora. It turns out she was comatose for like 7 years.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, and she was being, you know, like she went comatose during the Skywall incident, and when she woke up 7 years later, she had that gold bracelet she can't remove.
Yeah.
It turns out that gold bracelet is the reason she could purify the full bottles.
Which makes me wonder, did they have the full bottles before or after her? Like, did they have the ability to create these full bottles because of her? And can Faust still do that?
It's possible they can't, because they're trying to kidnap her.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what I mean, because they still have, like, as evidence, that guy that has the spider web thing. But
Yeah.
it wasn't a purified full bottle.
yeah,
Right.
no, it wasn't.
That's what I mean. Like, are they able...
It's probably just nebula gas as of right now.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because if they had a way to purify full bottles, they probably wouldn't want to kidnap her.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd want her dead,
Exactly.
not kidnapped. I'm sorry.
Yo, go ahead. What was that?
Before I lose what I want to say.
No, please.
Right before this scene, you see some of Mitan's fanboys.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they overhear her, and like 3 guys are like, where is she?
I heard her! Where is she?
Yeah, and I just thought that was a funny moment.
Yeah, that bit when those guys, like, noticed her voice.
I like that that's not just, like, reserved for, there was a
Progression
person
of-
taking a picture. That wasn't reserved for, just for those the web shows. It's actually like a little thing that keeps the show moving. I'm like,
Yeah. It's
Interesting.
it's a reminder that, like, her following's huge.
yeah,
And
on the dark web.
On the dark web.
Yeah.
And the idea that, like I like that the fact that these guys were just immediately goes, you, and just shaking down any girl that walked by them.
Yeah, so they kind of ran away, but then we go back to this part.
Yeah.
And when she's talking, she also mentions that Sento was the one that created that machine.
Yeah.
Because before that, if she would purify a bottle, she'd be out for a week. And now she
week.
still gets tired, but it's
only
not
like
as
a
bad.
couple hours or something.
Yeah,
Right.
so it doesn't put as much stress on her body. Which I thought that was okay. You know, the magic microwave isn't just
A microwave.
a microwave.
Yeah.
It does something.
And this is another cool thing. It's kind of like what you said earlier. Is like this stuff here is the type of like all this backstory about Misora and explaining, you know, and also she has these wants and needs. Like I just kind of like wish I could just I
want
just
a normal life.
I
Yeah.
want a normal life. I never
Yeah.
got it. It's also like this type of stuff. Like they tell you this stuff in other shows. Like some writer shows give episode 30.
Wait till
Yeah.
much later, and here we
Yeah.
are. We're getting backstories for everyone,
Yeah.
and that's why it's like. It's nice to hear it so early on, but it's
episode 9.
it's worrying.
Yeah.
Because we still have like
Who's gonna die?
we still have
Yeah.
40 some episodes
What's
to
gonna
go.
happen?
Yeah.
This does play into one of the things that I was like, the reporter, who we're gonna touch upon in a little bit, isn't. I remember I said she's not in the opening, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
worried me. She has a thing later on, and that's
Yeah.
what I mean. It's like, what are we gonna get a second opening or something? Is something going to happen that requires, you know, all of this backstory to happen first, and then it like
Right.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot. I feel, especially when I look at the opening, and that's something we haven't talked about obviously since, you know, we got the first opening. But I will say the cool thing about the opening is that I can see how the opening's built for further.
Built.
built.
Pay me, Bandai. Anyway,
Bandai Toei.
Did you know they're sponsored by Converse? I saw that.
seriously?
I saw that in the
kinda
opening
figured.
credits, and I was like, oh, that explains why like most writers wear Converse.
yeah.
Anyway.
Senta has one of different colors.
Well,
Now,
anyway,
Wait, on this, sidetrack. Was X8 sponsored by Vans? Because Emu wore Vans.
Oh, I don't know. Because I was watching the opening and I saw the Converse logo. I was like, huh.
And I think even a few other characters as well wore Vans. So
In
X8.
In X8?
Yeah,
Possibly.
maybe.
Anyway.
Sponsor us, Converse.
Where's my train of thought on that?
It left the station.
Anyways,
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I'm trying to figure that where I was.
Okay.
I'll backtrack to this in. Yeah.
Yeah, so she wants a normal life, and then she asks, she's like, "Did you and what was her name, Kasumi do this often?" He's like, "Oh yeah." So he gives a little bit more background about him and his relationship with his girlfriend.
There's only so many times I can see the same cherry blossom tree.
Yeah,
there's this bit where he goes like, "Me and her, we went everywhere," and we come back to Cherry Blossom Tree and went, "I don't know about that. I think you just went to this one tree."
By everywhere.
What if they went to every cherry blossom tree in Japan? That was their thing.
And they all look the same?
I don't
and
know
they all
Japan. I don't know how that works.
Though I do like kind of the cherry blossom, as cheesy and goofy the cherry blossom stuff is. I do like that it's kind of like that's an obvious visual motif for Kasumi, and so like
I kind of wish they filmed more though. That
just with a little variety because it's the same shots.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's like maybe in front of an apple tree or something.
I remember what I was gonna say. There's the opening credits now.
Go for it.
So basically, the opening credits is set up and built to obviously include new things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of like. And that's it. Never feels like the flow's ever cut from the opening credits sequence.
Right.
And that's like, it's like they always seem to know we have enough room to include this new form, this new form, this new form, and yeah, right away, like you said, like there's no shots of the reporter.
Yeah.
And so that's an interesting question of like if she's
what role does she play?
Right.
And she's already such a prominent role in this show that like Sento and the rest of the gang couldn't have achieved half of what they did if they hadn't met her.
right.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like, wait, but she's a main character. Why is she not in the opening?
To be fair, it's been several episodes where she hasn't been around.
I know.
So, okay, let's move
kind of
on.
let's kind of wrap it up a little bit.
So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so
The Guardian started.
yeah, oh yeah, so there's this thing where he's holding the full bottle and he's like, this every time I'm holding this full bottle, I feel like she's with me, which I think is really cool because she gives him strength.
Yeah.
Because out of that, when he shakes that, he's able to fight. Now I'm curious if holding it makes him feel anger, which is why his hazard level is
keeps
rising.
Yeah.
We'll see. But shortly thereafter, they get attacked by guardians.
Yeah.
Banjo instructs her to run. She runs away.
Night Rogue is there.
Night Rogue catches her, and he
Yeah.
pretty much knocks her out just by looking at her.
Yeah, no, she kind of goes into this like PTSD situation.
Yeah.
And we realize like,
Understandable.
Understandable. And that's probably means that like, Night Rogue was the one directly
Yeah.
there while she was
And then Banjo shows up. I guess he beat up those other guardians. He shows up and he tries to fight Night Rogue. Obviously that doesn't work. Then shortly after, Bloodstalk, whatever you want to call him,
I'm gonna call him.
he
Stark.
shows up and he pretty
That's
much
his name.
allows Misora and Banjo to get away.
Again.
Again.
There's another escape he
Yeah.
allows the heroes.
We have
Yeah,
another theory
and-
about this, but we'll touch upon that.
And then they're running away, and then they're surrounded by guardians again.
Yeah.
They can't catch a break. Sento shows up, wipes them out, and
Right.
he's like, "Why?" Banjo's like, "Shut up!" And then it cuts back to the headquarters.
Yeah.
Where she's sleeping. She
Wakes up.
Yes.
And he's like, "Why did you call him?" He's like, "Because."
Wait, no, you skipped ahead a little bit.
Never
I'm
mind,
sorry.
Just kidding.
No, I mean just a little bit.
It's Jimmy Show. Sorry.
No, because we.
Jimmy Show featuring Justin.
No. I'm sorry. It's just you skipped a chunk.
Tell me the chunk.
They go to the so you see Bloodstock and Night Rogue, and they're like, he's like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
And he's like, "No, it's okay. Trust me. I got a plan. We're gonna steal Pandora's box, and here's how that goes." And then it goes to where you were at. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, he sort of wakes up, and then Banjo's like, "Why did you call him?" And it's like, "Because we were in trouble." And it's like, "You're not so mad at him, are you?" It's like, "Of course I'm mad at him. He killed him." No, he didn't. We don't even know that. Like, shut your mouth.
Stop using that same excuse with no evidence.
It's the only driving force he's had for the last 4 episodes, and it's just. I'm actually really impressed it's held on for this long, because it's like, you don't have any proof, you bad word. Like,
It's a kid show.
but okay, so
pissing me off.
but that's what we find out, right? Like
Yeah.
like Sento's the one who was it convinced
Yeah, so
Misora.
she had said that she was afraid of doing this because she was doing it for evil. Now she's, she didn't want to do it ever again. But he's like, look, you got to deal with the cards you've been dealt.
Right.
He's like, the best thing you could do is just use this bad thing that happened to you and use it for good. So that's pretty much what Sento's doing with the bill drivers. Like, people died for this. The least I could do is make sure no one else dies.
While all this is talking's going on, Sento catches on that his coworkers actually actively he knocks out like half security.
Oh, that's right.
And he finds the big shock is that his coworker, the one who's a real Katsuragi head, Katsuragi fanatic, like he busts out a bottle, shakes it, and turns into a smash.
Yeah, but before this, he's like on the world's oldest computer. And you're like, what is he doing?
It's a dinosaur.
Like, what is he doing?
Well, clearly he's got to wait for the 4K for the modem to start operating and slowly.
That's why it took so long.
That's why it took so long.
Yeah, so he turns himself to a Smash, and it's,
A third way of seeing a Smash being born in this
And if
show.
any of you have seen Kamen Rider Forze, it's very reminiscent of that.
It looks a lot like a Switch.
Because he holds it out, and you haven't seen Switch, but when they you haven't seen Switch, you haven't seen Forze, but whenever they do it, it's like, don't mess with me, and then they just do it. They hold it out, and the camera pulls out, and it's really cool. And it did almost exactly that.
Yeah, the only difference here is he adds like a Gatorade shake over the head, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
about it.
turns himself into a Smash.
Refreshing, and now I'm a Smash. Now we go to a cool, awesome flying fight between the Smash and Hot Gatling.
Yes, Hot Gatling is still one of my favorite.
Which
forms.
leads into a good old-fashioned Corey fight because we don't like a Corey fight.
Oh, why do they always pick the raw chord? Ninja Storm reference. Anyway.
Yeah, so but it does kind of go back to this bed scene, and pretty much it is revealed. Misora tells Banjo, he's like, look, he got you this dragon. He wants to help you. He just doesn't want to help you, prove your innocence.
He wants to put you in a good light.
He wants to atone for not being able to save Kasumi. He's like, why he didn't do anything. He's like, oh, that's the kind of person he is. He just wants to help.
Right.
And that kind of, you could see the gears turning.
So I made you a freaking pet dragon.
Yeah, I want a pet dragon.
So
in stores now.
The big fight with Sento and the Smash and the Quarry.
Yes.
Basically, kicks his ass.
Yeah. Well, wait, we get a new form.
We do get a new form. And
Lion Vacuum.
That's where the vacuum comes back into play and becomes its buddy is a lion.
I was confused about that. I was like, where did Lion come from? But apparently that's the one he's been using for his motorcycle.
Yes.
Yeah. That then, after defeating the Smash, then we get a pretty big reveal.
Yes.
The guy who's the Katsuragi head points out that
I'll tell you a secret.
Wait, not yet.
the big first deal is that first off, this was just a ploy to get you out of the building.
I'll tell you when. Yes.
What's his name again? Just so
Shingo.
Shingo.
No, the scientist guy.
Katsuragi.
Katsuragi.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
He's like,
continue.
he's like, this is a play to get you out of the building.
Yes.
That's actually step one, just so we can steal. Because our goal is we're planning to steal the Pandora box.
Yeah, and then it cuts to Eito, the other guy from that scene. He's like, because he's like, I have an ally, and you see him, he's on the phone on that old ass computer, and he's
I
like,
think it was this color.
the security system's disarmed.
I think it was this
Yeah.
color.
In comes Bloodstock with his gang of guardians.
Yes, and then
I'll give you. I'm sorry. Katsuragi's alive, and then he does the full
he
wall thing.
covers himself
That
with
was-
the
that-
nebula gas, and he kills himself. I
Boom!
think he's dead.
If you had let me do it earlier, it would have been more dramatic.
I'm sorry.
That's pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
It was, I was impressed.
It was.
I was happy with it.
I was impressed. Anyway, continuing.
And then after that,
And that's the cliffhanger.
it cuts to a car scene, and you see Nanba. He's you see someone hand him some photos, and he's like, oh yes, these are great stills of toys you could buy in stores
Peter
now.
Parker, you've caught great Spider-Man pictures.
Yeah, and then the camera pans to reveal the reporter girl we were talking about earlier.
She's been
and I was like, you can't trust her pretty face. That's lesson learned again.
She's been spying on the gang.
I don't think that she's been spying on them. Though.
Yeah.
I think that she's double agenting for Build. I think she's on
hope
Build's
so.
side, but I think that she's just been like,
Yeah,
It's definitely enough to put you like, okay, so what's her deal now?
Yeah,
that's definitely a cool thing.
I'm
for
curious
sure.
when that started. Did it start
Immediately?
like? Was it happening before, or did she already have an in? And she had said she was struggling financially, so was she just offered more money and decided to take this on? Like that is if she's on their side.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or did she kind of find a way in, and now is like, she's double agenting? I don't know. I'm curious
that's
to where
why,
this goes.
again, I keep referencing the opening, and this could be honestly nothing, but I feel like there's more to it now because she's not referencing the opening. She could be on either side now.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's just there's so much that could be happening.
We'll go on the message. Anything going on?
Yes, let's see. Pretty much Kat and Ryan talking about how they're gonna watch Build and having conversations. So
All right, cool.
watch Build, please.
And we're having conversations.
Yes.
So we talked about this. Katsuragi's alive.
Right.
Where do you think he is?
He's Bloodstock. Stark. Whatever you want to call him.
yeah.
Right.
He's
Now,
Blood Guy.
I'm pretty much. You asked me like, how much do I believe that? I'm like about 80%.
Yes.
Because there's a part of me that also thinks possibly
It's not.
it's not, and it might be the owner.
The reason
Yeah, might be a
why
cafe owner.
might be the cafe owner who might be Bloodstock.
the reason why I think Katsuragi is Bloodstock though is because every time they get somewhere where Build is going to be like they're gonna get out of the spot or like they have potential to grow, he leaves because he wants to build up the build driver. Ha. And that was the whole thing that Katsuragi wanted to do before he quote unquote died.
Yes.
And so it's like, oh, you're doing the thing with the build driver. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. Peace.
Yeah.
Have on with that. And I'm
You're
like,
doing my
okay,
job for me.
I'm pretty sure that's him. Like 80% sure.
Yeah. Because, there's no other character who's kind of been established besides possibly the cafe owner.
It might be someone new too.
Yeah, because the cafe owner also wants to see him grow. So it could be the cafe owner. It most likely Katsuragi. It could be someone that we've never met, or at least haven't met yet.
I'm hoping it's someone new, and I'm hoping it's not as predictable as that's Katsuragi.
Right.
What is Katsuragi's mom? I'm kidding.
that can't be-
They should've said
Considering
That
she was
can't-
attacked.
That can't work at all.
No.
But that's the other thing too. If Katsuragi is alive, and I love this stuff with the mom in the last episode, that's going to be some really complex drama.
Yeah.
Yes.
What if that? How much of that's true, and how much of that, if he's again, how much villainy? How bad is Katsuragi? Really, we'll find out.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Still, I probably think it's bad.
He's the devil scientist. So, Daryl, what would you rate this episode? Out of 10?
This is one of the better episodes, and I would definitely give it like I don't know 8 or 9.
Okay.
I
Very
wouldn't. I wouldn't give it a full 10. I wouldn't get a full bottle because. Did you guys get it? I'm making so many of these puns today. It's just like there was a lot to read Azora, and I feel like they could have told more. But it was a good episode. Definitely one of the better ones that we've had.
I'm about the same. I feel like maybe even 8.5. I always feel like my range of the ratings are around 8 to 9.
Yeah.
For the show.
Nothing in Build has blown me away just yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
there's a lot of cool stuff though.
Yeah.
It has a lot of potential to be really, really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like how Q Ranger was when it first started. When Q Ranger first started, I was like, this is good. But it hasn't blown me away. And it wasn't until like that first villain arc with Scorpio.
Yeah, Scorpio.
Scorpio?
Yeah. Stinger's brother. Right?
Yeah, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and so
Definitely.
I'm hoping once we finally hit that point in Build, it's going to be like 10 straight down the road.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like all the dominoes are being laid out. For
All the
that to
seeds are
happen.
being planted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any other metaphors about growth and
Yeah.
It's definitely building up. Bar toys.
How about you?
I'll give it an 8.5. I think if there would have been a lot more action, because the fight scenes, even during this fight scene, they would cut away to other things. If we would have got more fight scenes or just more action in general, if Sento would have been excited about Lion Vacuum, because it was Lion Vacuum, no reaction,
Right.
but that was the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't react.
Normally he gets super
Yeah.
stoked.
I
Last
love
time he
that
got
in one of the
excited.
previous episodes. It was like, oh, best match!
I think it was Rocket Panda.
That was it.
It
Rocket
was
Panda.
Rocket Panda.
That was
And,
super stoked
he
for
got
Rocket
super
Panda.
excited for Rocket Panda, and I get it. Vacuums are lame. But lines are awesome, so please react. He didn't react.
That was such a cool, like, fist thing, too. I love that. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was kind of in the moment. He just wasn't feeling it.
He's also working long hours at the job. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean, I kind of give him a pass, but at the same
It's a
time,
part-time job, man. I mean,
you know,
they're working him like a dog.
he worked overnight.
It's
So,
overnight.
I mean,
feel ya.
so I give it an 8.5 as well. I would have given it a 9 if it would have had more action, if he would have reacted a little bit more.
yeah, if there was just more.
Yeah,
That's the key word of this episode. It's like we already got a lot in this episode, but I really wish they had taken the time to put in just a little bit more.
Yeah, so what happened here is we got a lot of cake, not a lot of frosting.
Right.
You know, not enough frosting. So if they just a little bit more frosting, it would have been a great cake.
But I have a feeling because next episode is episode 10, our first double-digit app.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is when things usually start like amping up, and around 15 is usually when we get our secondary rider.
Yeah.
I will say though, I already know who it is because I was scrolling through Twitter and I found a spoiler. I'm not gonna say who it is.
I know who it is because Luis said, "Hey, this is who it is."
So if you guys want to spoil yourselves, please go ahead, do that.
We're not gonna do it for you.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that for you.
Yes.
I'm not gonna listen. So
Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
So Kat said she also gives it 8.5.
Yeah.
So I mean everyone pretty much is on the same boat.
Yeah.
8.5.
You even say like possibly even above
ballpark.
a 9. Yeah.
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 It's a fair bump to 9. Like
Yeah.
it's an 8, but I was like, benefit of doubt 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode. I didn't watch the preview, but like just
It's
based
good.
off of this alone.
I mean, based off what the preview shows, it looked good.
It look good.
We have a new form.
And then Andrew said, I haven't seen it yet, but we just spoiled it for him. So, that's what you get, Andrew.
Well, no
Well, I
one
mean,
likes
like,
Andrew.
Maybe don't watch the recap show on an episode you haven't seen yet. I'm just pointing out advice. Now,
All right, is there anything you guys wanted to add before we sign off?
no, I'm good.
What $80 thing could Andrew buy me?
$80. Andrew could buy you an $80 bill driver.
Oh, you know what he can buy you? Your mom dinner.
Oh, you guys didn't hear that, but Andrew could buy Daryl's mom dinner. An $80
No one's
dinner.
watching this, like,
Hi, Mom.
like, y'all joke about this, but she's there.
You don't like Andrew, man.
I mean, to be fair, most of us don't like Andrew. I'm sorry, Andrew.
Mom, you wouldn't like Andrew anyway. Don't even worry. All right, I think we're gonna call it
I think
here.
that's it. We're good here.
So, thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Kamen Rider Corner. Quick shout outs to the people in the chat. We have Ryan, we have Kat, we have Andrew. Thanks guys for watching. Danny
So we
was
only
in there
have 2 people
too.
in chat. Anyway.
So if this is your first time watching any of these videos, please subscribe to the channel.
We're
If
getting
you-
to the good episode, so
Yes.
Yeah.
If you liked this video, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps a lot.
Smash
that
that
like
thumb-
button.
When
And
did
if
you
you're
coin
watching
that?
this after
The
effects,
episode I came back.
if you're watching this after the live feed, in the
Please.
comments, give us some of your best matches.
We still love reading those. Please don't stop
They're,
coming up.
they're
with
great to think about, and then sometimes we get fan art, and those are great to look at.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm disappointed.
them. I'm proud of myself.
Daryl, where can we find you?
You guys can find me in all social medias: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Daryl J Delphin. And then you can also find me on That's Hashtag Show every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter at Justin Keyson, at Instagram at Justin Quiz. Again, my podcasts are Benview and Spielberg, about Steven Spielberg. Nothing New, a remake podcast. That's pretty self-explanatory. And my weekly Tokusatsu-inspired comic book that I do with my friend called Shining Yusha.
Shining Yusa!
Thank you. I miss you.
Luis was doing it too.
Luis is doing good, but Daryl's got the voice actor. You did very good. I won't point it out.
Alright.
Luis
So-
is watching this live.
So as soon as we finish this, I'm gonna cut this and send it to him. Just like remix it, add dubstep to the back. He's like, yeah, it's anyway, continue.
You find that comic on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Oh, and Tumblr as well.
And I am Jimmy. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at GLJimmy. G as in green, L as in lantern, Jimmy. And I'm also on angelgirlradio.com, so you can find me there as well.
You have a website now?
I have several websites.
Wait, so you're telling me that I can find you on angelgroveradio.com?
Yes. You can find me personally at gljimmy.com.
Wait, like
Yes, it's a real thing. It's a real
you have
thing.
an actual. Oh, okay, cool.
You know my email address.
I didn't know you had a website though. Anyway, guys,
Thanks for watching again.
So if you guys like Star Trek, stay tuned for the Star Trek wrap-up show.
Riker
Riker
Maneuver.
Maneuver. It's on not too long after this,
Yeah.
so stick around. Show them some love.
That I don't
But
know.
until next week,
I haven't been
we are Pop Culture Renegades.
That's the thing we're doing over here now.
Woo!
All right.
Pop culture renegades.
All right, guys. See you guys next week.